But you are a chosen race, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a people acquired for a possession, so that you may tell out the virtues of him who has called you out of darkness into his marvelous light. 1 Peter 2:9. This week's episode continues the series entitled Serving in the Priesthood, with sharing from Brother Gerald Chan on the Birthright. Our birthright includes not only the double portion of the land, but also the priesthood. This meeting was held during the 2010 July semiannual training in Anaheim, California. The original recording can be found in the episode notes.
Two and a half years ago, when the Lord gave us a burden, to care for this age group, the young adults or the working saints, we were not going to just make arrangements. We're burdened for you that you would bear the burden of the church. You would be the backbone. But we will not put your shoulder to the load. It's up to you. We're not going to make arrangements. That is not our way. For us to do that, we would disrespect the headship of Christ. But we would pray for you. We would minister to you. We would pass on the burden to you in the hopes that the Lord would perfect you and the Lord would send you. And I'm so happy this morning to hear the testimony from Spain and from the brother Robert, who left Southern California and is now in the land of the Midwest. So the Lord sent them. It wasn't our arrangement, and we don't like to make this kind of arrangement. You go here, he goes there. No, that is the way of human organization. That is not the way that we take in the Lord's recovery. The way that we take is that you would be one with the Lord. You would hear his speaking, right? And from the speaking you will get the vision, and from the vision you will get the burden. And then you would go. This is our burden, and this is our way of practicing the spread of the Lord's recovery. You have to go to the Lord. Many of you should serve the Lord. I'd like to really strengthen that burden. I think last night when Brother Andrew spoke to us, we were all deeply touched. That was a very penetrating word. Brother Andrew told us that this world is this dry place. And this is barren land. What was the word for it? Wasted land. Right? It's a dry place. It's a wasted land. It's a land full of winds and tempests. You should not have hopes in this age. You should not, rest your hopes in this world. This is not where you meant to be. Right? Like that hymn says, for eternity we're meant. And in time we're merely travelers. For eternity we're meant. I believe the Lord spoke to us yesterday, brothers and sisters, that we would not be stuck in this age. We would not be stuck, in this worldly system. I recently was burdened for a brother, and I spoke to him. I said, brother, don't miss your birthright. And the birthright includes a double portion of the land, a double portion of the enjoyment of Christ, but it also includes the priesthood. It is our birthright that we serve the Lord. Brothers and sisters, I think many of us can just go on. We say we enjoy the Lord. We're in the church life. Let me ask you, are you in the double portion of enjoyment? And are you serving the Lord? And are you reigning in life? I tell you, that is the birthright. Saints, we must not lose our birthright. Don't let this sort of the things of the world and the pleasures and the trappings and the glitter, deprive you and rob you of your birthright. Our birthright is to enjoy Christ. Is to have a double portion of the enjoyment of Christ. It is not just, sort of your regular, you need to enjoy Christ to the point that you have that double portion. And I can testify you, brothers, that double portion comes when you're serving the Lord. Don't lose your birthright. It is your birthright to serve the Lord, to be in the priesthood. You're to be here. Don't lose this. Don't get out of this line and go do something else. Don't drop out of the priesthood. You have to have the double portion of the enjoyment of Christ, so that with that Christ you can serve. I'm so burdened for this, and the Lord, through His speaking, I hope will touch many of you to serve the Lord. In whatever way the Lord leads you, but you must have this heart. Whatever I do, whatever the Lord's leading is for my life at this time, I am here to serve the Lord. I'm not here to serve this world. I'm not here to serve the God of this age. I'm here to serve the Lord. And I'm not here to serve my belly. Which means what? To serve your own pleasure. I believe this is an age of pleasure. In Titus 3:5, we have this verse about the washing of regeneration. But the verse before it talks about those who are, I don't know how it goes, that they're given to their lust and pleasure. Don't serve your pleasure. In this age, we are to lose our soul life so that we may gain it in the age to come. We're to follow the Lord, to lose our soul life, and that includes to serve Him. So I strongly encourage you, brothers and sisters, to have this view and have this vow before the Lord. Lord, I want my birthright. I want the double portion of enjoyment of you. And I want to serve in the priesthood. And I'm of the right age. I should be serving. Right? And see how the Lord would lead you. How the Lord would send you. It all depends on your seeing. The sending comes from the seeing. And I refer to message 4 in this in this training. It's the vision of Christ in glory, seeing this Christ, that results in the sending. And seeing this Christ results in your being touched, and then you're sent. Brothers and sisters, don't lose your birthright. Now, Reuben, he lost his birthright because of a loose living. Because of a loose living. Now, Brother Minoru yesterday said something to the young people, that they would not live in a loose way. In the same way, I would say to all of you, even though many of you, you are older, you're not as the young people, but still don't live in a loose way. You must live in a way of sobriety. You must live, in a regulated way. Right? In a way of under the Lord's ruling, even under the limitation. I tell you, it is very important, saints, that we live in limitation. The incarnation is the infinite God coming into thy finite man. Think of that limitation. We all have to live in a way that we accept the Lord's limitation. We even welcome the Lord's limitation. However the Lord and wherever the Lord places you, you would serve in this way. Now, this matter of the incarnation, I'm very burdened for it, but don't worry, I'm not going to give a message on that. It is the shoot of Jehovah bringing divinity into humanity. It is a development of divinity, what? From the territory of divinity into the territory of humanity. I'm so burdened, brothers and sisters. These days we would have a kind of living that matches the vision that we have seen. And then some other time, I'm burdened to tell you about the Brother Lee's pattern to us of what kind of a living. What kind of a living. Now, one example that I would just give you today, and that is, you look at Brother Lee, and most of you see Brother Lee. Let me who here, who of you have seen Brother Lee in person? Raise your hand. So we're about less than half. Less than half. I would say less than half. Now, so many of you saw Brother Lee on the video. You think, he just gives messages. He just gives messages, right? Well, I'd like to tell you, when Brother Lee first came to this country, burdened by the Lord to bring the Lord's recovery here, there was no place to give messages. There was no meeting, right? He started visiting. He started visiting people. And wherever he would get an invitation, he would go and visit. Now, this is 50 years ago, right? Yeah, about 50 years ago. Let me tell you, 50 years ago, this country was not like what it is today. You don't just hop on the plane and go somewhere. And traveling was very expensive. I mean, flying was very expensive. And at that time when Brother Lee first came here, there was no supply. I mean, no financial supply for him. The church in Los Angeles thought the church in Taipei was supplying him. The church in Taipei thought the church in Los Angeles was supplying him. At the end, he had no supply. Neither part was supplying him. Well, so his traveling was not in comfort. His traveling was what? By Brother Samuel Chan driving this beat-up car. And I've seen the car. It's a beat-up car. And Brother Samuel Chan is a horrible driver. He was a horrible driver. and you will see a picture tonight when we have the video tonight. You will see a picture of Brother Lee with Brother Samuel Chang. So, Brother Samuel Chang is the brother-in-law of Watchman Nee, who came to this country quite early. And so Brother Lee didn't drive. And Brother Samuel Chang would drive him to Texas. I mean, think of driving from LA to Texas in a beat-up car with no air conditioning. Now, I'm afraid, cars have improved so much. You probably have never been in a car from the 1960s. I can tell you, it is not comfortable. It is not like, the cars you have today. That has all the, that has this smooth ride. It was very uncomfortable. Think of driving through the desert of Arizona with no air conditioning. I mean, how would you like to do that? That's how Brother Lee started the work. That's how Brother Lee started the work here in America. And then he would go, and he get invited to all kinds of odd places. And you think, people like embrace him and ooh and ah, oh, brother, we love your ministry. No. Sometimes he got that, but sometimes he also got rejection. He told us about this couple in Dallas that invited him and told him, you can say anything, but don't talk about the church. But then when he opened his mouth, the church came out. And his host got offended and would never speak to him. And the next day, didn't even send him off. Think of you. You think of staying in somebody's home and somebody's mad at you and wouldn't cook you breakfast and you're just on your own. The rejection. But is that the meeting he got you, Benson? Huh? So he said that was the meeting that he just got this one brother. With all that hardship, all that driving, all that rejection, he just went wherever the Lord said, let him. He just went. He just labored. He labored. Brother Lee said to us, I only know to labor. I only know to work. Brother Lee is a person, he has no opinion. He has no, complaints. He just labor and labor. And he felt, that was the Lord's doing. In that one meeting, he got Benson Phillips. Right? So the Lord may send many of you to your nearby cities or not so nearby cities. The Lord may send many of you to leave California and go to where the Lord would send you. Maybe just for one. Maybe you have to labor, and then you get one. Don't be discouraged. The Lord is the Lord. We just have to be one with Him, to be constituted with Him. And everywhere we go, to bring this Christ and to serve people with this Christ. So I think I'd like Benson to tell us more about how Brother Lee got you.
Thank you for joining us today. To hear the complete recording and other messages, please visit livingtohim.com. If you would like to receive regular updates from us, please subscribe to this podcast and join our mailing list on our website. You can also find us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, where our handle is @livingtohim.